The transformative power of silence in our modern world represents a fascinating intersection of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge neuroscience. This exploration reveals how just 5 minutes of intentional silence can rewire our brains, reduce stress, and enhance our mental well-being in ways that scientific research is only beginning to understand. Let's first understand what we mean by transformative silence. This isn't merely the absence of sound. It's a multidimensional concept encompassing external silence, reduced sensory input, internal silence, quieting mental chatter, and intentional silence, conscious engagement with stillness. Think of your mind as a lake. External noise creates surface ripples, while internal noise represents underlying currents. True silence allows both surface and depth to become still, similar to the Hindu concept of antar mauna, or the Japanese notion of ma, which represents meaningful space between elements. The science behind silence's impact is compelling. A groundbreaking 2013 study in brain structure and function discovered that silence promotes neurogenesis, the growth of new cells in the hippocampus, crucial for memory and learning. Even brief periods of silence trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing cortisol levels and heart rate within minutes. Research at the HeartMath Institute has demonstrated these physiological changes occur remarkably quickly. During a 5-minute silent practice, distinct phases occur. The first minute initiates the shift from fight or flight to rest and digest mode. By minute 2, brainwave patterns begin changing from beta waves, active processing, toward alpha waves, relaxed alertness, and sometimes theta waves, deep meditation. Around minute 3, many experience the gap, a noticeable pause between thoughts. Minutes 4 and 5 often bring entry into a different operational mode entirely. Neuroimaging shows that silence activates the brain's default mode network, DMN, essentially our mental background processing system. This activation helps consolidate memories, integrate emotional experiences, and support self-reflection and creativity. Dr. Michael Finkelstein aptly describes it as rebooting your nervous system. Research by Dr. Matthew Killingsworth at Harvard found that the average person spends nearly 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than their current activity, directly correlating with decreased happiness. Historical perspectives on silence are remarkably consistent across cultures. Pythagoras required his students to maintain 5 years of silence before speaking in his presence, a practice called ecomethea, designed to develop deep listening and clear thinking. Quakers incorporated silent worship, while Buddhist practice emphasizes noble silence, Arya Tunbhava. The Sufi poet Rumi declared silence the language of God, and Christian monasticism, through figures like Saint Benedict, held silence as central to spiritual development. Different approaches to silence serve various purposes. Mindfulness silence, as explained by Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn, focuses on present moment awareness without judgment. Contemplative silence, used in practices like centering prayer developed by Thomas Keating, aims for deeper insight or spiritual communion. Restorative silence emphasizes physiological regulation, while creative silence facilitates innovative thinking and problem-solving, as advocated by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way. Common obstacles to silence practice include the restless mind, environmental noise, time constraints, emotional discomfort, and impatience. Solutions involve acknowledging mental chatter as normal, using noise-canceling tools when needed, starting with brief sessions, approaching emotions with curiosity, and viewing the practice as an experiment rather than a goal-oriented activity. As meditation teacher Sharon Salzberg notes, the healing is in the return, not in never having wandered to begin with. Implementing a 5-minute silence practice involves 3 key phases. The preparation phase, 30 seconds, requires finding a comfortable, upright position, setting a gentle timer, taking 3 deliberate breaths, and setting an intention. The main practice, 4 minutes, involves allowing natural breathing, resting attention on a chosen anchor, acknowledging wandering thoughts without following them, and noticing spaces between thoughts. The transition phase, 30 seconds, includes expanding awareness gradually, noticing bodily and mental effects, and setting an intention for carrying presence forward. For beginners finding 5 minutes overwhelming, starting with 2 minutes is acceptable. Those with restless minds can try counting breaths from 1 to 10 repeatedly. More advanced practitioners might extend to 10 minutes or multiple daily sessions. The key is consistency rather than duration. For sustainable practice, consider maintaining the same time and place daily, creating minimal environmental cues, like a specific cushion or candle, establishing accountability through tracking or sharing commitments, and gradually increasing duration as capacity develops. Dr. Daniel Siegel emphasizes the power of showing up. Even difficult practice sessions strengthen neural pathways supporting presence and awareness. Common questions often arise about silence practice. It differs from meditation in its emphasis on creating space rather than focusing on specific objects. Progress manifests subtly through improved emotional regulation and attention quality. Falling asleep occasionally is normal, especially for beginners. The practice can be integrated into walking or simple activities, and it's compatible with both secular and spiritual frameworks, as emphasized by teachers like Thich Nhat Hanh. The value of silence becomes particularly evident in our hyper-connected world. As Blaise Pascal observed, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. While perhaps an overstatement, this highlights how our avoidance of silence contributes to collective stress and disconnection. Research continues to validate silence's benefits. Studies from various institutions demonstrate measurable physiological changes during silent practice. These include reduced cortisol levels, improved heart rate variability, enhanced immune function, and better emotional regulation. The work of researchers like Bernardi and colleagues, 2006, shows how controlled breathing and mental activity without verbalization positively affects heart rate variability. Neuroscientific research, including studies by Tang and colleagues, 2015, reveals how mindfulness practices involving silence affect brain structure and function. These changes occur in regions associated with attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. The research of Lindahl and others, 2017, explores various contemplative experiences, highlighting the diverse ways silence practice can impact practitioners. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity and accessibility. No special equipment or expertise is required, just the willingness to create space for silence in daily life. In a world full of noise, these 5 minutes of intentional silence might be the most revolutionary act we can undertake for our mental well-being, supported by both ancient wisdom traditions and modern scientific understanding. Thanks for watching and listening. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, or even become a channel member by hitting the join button. And don't forget, you can also use your hype points to show some extra love. See you in the next video.